من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His Prophet Muhammad, his family, his companions, and all of his followers until the day of resurrection. Today, I am talking about this great principle which will make you happy and satisfied, which is contentment and satisfaction. Contentment and satisfaction. Ar-Rida. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the glorious Qur'an in Surah Taha, Ayah 131, after أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم زهرة الحياة الدنيا لنفتنهم فيه ورزق ربك خير وأبقى. And do not extend your eyes towards that by which we have given enjoyment to some categories of them, it's being but the splendor of worldly life by which we test them, and the provision of your Lord is better and more enduring. So it means do not extend your eyes towards the enjoyment of others. Don't look at what is so lavish in life, whether this is being food or drinks or fancy clothes or very beautiful houses and beautiful women and so on and so forth. It's all part of this dunya, part of this worldly life that will vanish, that will go away soon, or you'll be departing yourself, and should not be busy with that at the expense of looking at al-akhirah. You should be concentrating your life and seek al-akhirah, or the hereafter, for that, because whatever is waiting for you with Allah Azza wa Jal is better than that. وَرِزْقُ رَبِّكَ. So whatever Allah's provision has given you of knowledge, of iman, of good deeds, and it is going to, this is something that you'll find in this life. However, in the hereafter as well, you find very enduring and lasting bliss or na'im and good living in the company of Allah Azza wa Jal, the Merciful. It is better, of course, than whatever you leave behind in this life. Yes, life has its own attractiveness, has its own fancy way and things that will attract you to immerse in this life and to indulge in it in all possible ways. But look at the end. The end, if you're just leaving al-akhirah behind you and turning away from Allah's worship subhanahu wa ta'ala, actually this is going to make you so sorry on the day of judgment. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. You give precedence for this worldly life, and akhirah, or the hereafter, is better and more enduring. It is the everlasting life. That's what we need to do, is to pay attention to life and not to be distracted from al-akhirah by looking at what is in this life, by wealth, money, fame and name, and all of the things that will take us away. There's a glaring attractiveness, as if you enter into like a big fancy city in the world today and see all these fancy lights and faces of stores and people walking in all these fancy clothes, and you see very, very beautiful houses and gardens and whatever is there available in modern life. it should not take us away, and even including the cars and all of the things that you can see on the streets, or when you enter the houses of the very rich and you see whatever they have there, all the glaring things and things that are reflective of a very, very rich and fancy and all that. It's not going to be of help to you when death comes upon you. So you need to look for the after. Allah is warning us against this attractiveness of life, of this worldly life, and concentrate on the hereafter, because this life is not permanent for us. Even if we live 1,000 years, and normally we live up to 60, 70 years or even less, as we can see nowadays, where death snatches people even at their own youth. So we should not rely on this life, rather put our interest in the hereafter, in order for Allah Azza wa Jal to save us and to give us the everlasting reward in paradise, where there is a permanent bliss for those who are doing good. May Allah make us among them. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون.